guys, I got another top 50 healthiest food recipe for you today, and food that is onion. I love onion. I know I say this about all of the foods, but I really do enjoy 85% of them. Some of them I haven't actually tried yet. Alright, so onions are really great for you because they're full of sulfur. That's what makes that smell that makes you cry. But that sulfur is also great for the heart. It is an anticoagulant. It's not going to give you a blood clot, or at least it's going to help prevent blood clots. It's great for your bone and connective tissue. So if you're an older lady, as I am, it's good for you to avoid having a broken hip in the future. It's an anti-inflammatory and it's anti-cancer. So not only do they taste good, but they're really good for you too. So today I have a special recipe because it's Super Bowl Sunday, and let's do a little rewind, and I'm going to show you how to make that. Yes, vegetable stromboli. Good stuff. Alright, so let's begin the recipe. Over here I've got 2 vidalia onions chopped up, and I have 2 green peppers chopped up. I would have put like colorful peppers, but holy crap, have you seen the price of the other colored peppers lately? It's like $3 a pound, so I went with the cheaper option of just the green peppers. So they're going to be just as healthy. So I'm going to stir fry these, not overly long, just until the onions are nice and see-through, starting to get nice and see-through. You don't want to overdo it because the more you cook it, the less nutrition you're going to get out of the onions. So I've got about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in there, and I'm going to pop all those in the pan, stir it up, and then I'm going to add some Italian seasoning. Alright, so this is pretty much finished sauteing now. I've added in a good heaping tablespoon of minced garlic with basil. I turned the heat off. I'm not going to cook that. I'm just going to mix it in because I don't want the garlic to cook too much. It's going to cook in the oven as well. So I want that garlic flavor to be, maximum. So I'm just going to stir that around and let it cool off. Alright guys, so now I've got my pizza dough out here on my cutting mat. And I put some flour down. And you might want to show that, Chris. And what I'm basically doing is I'm flattening it out with my hands first, turning it over so that nothing's going to stick. And I wish I could do it like a real pizza person, but I don't want to tear it. I'm not that experienced with it, so I'm just going to use my rolling pin over here. You could use a regular rolling pin. You could use one of these small ones. Basically what I want to do is just roll it out to the size of the cutting mat, because that's going to be like a jelly roll size. So you could see there's gluten in here because it's bouncing back as I do it. So just keep working it until you get it the size of the cutting mat. Start from the center and work out. I've got it all rolled out. Now we're ready to add the ingredients, the filling. So my pan over here, I've got my saute. I'm just gonna spoon that on top. It probably should have been a little bit cooler because you don't want to kill the yeast by having this be too hot. This might be a little bit much for this size. Like, this probably would have been enough for 2, but I like a lot of veggies. They're pretty tasty. So let's see. Try and get all that on there.
Batch goes.
Alright, Sean, thank you. That's probably a little bit more. That's probably about the right amount.
Goes.
Alright. So we have a little bit left over. Now, I'm going to pretty that up a little bit. I'm going to add my mozzarella cheese that I have cut up already. I got 12 ounces here that I've sliced. I'm going to put that right on top. I'm not going to use any Parmesan because the seasoning has some salt in it already, so I don't want it to be too salty. Get all that on here. Just like that. One left over for the cook. So now the way that you roll this up is you want to leave this part pretty blank over here so that it has a nice closure so that it doesn't all leak out all the cheese. So you just start folding it up and rolling it up like you would roll up a oriental rug. And yeah, that cheese, it's a little hard. And the hotness of the onion and peppers has made the dough like really loosey-goosey on the bottom. But it's working out all right. Just got to be careful. This is a pretty heavy one. We just made a meat one, and it wasn't as heavy. So I'm going to put the seam up here, and then since this is so heavy, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my cutting board and flip it over onto the cookie sheet so that it doesn't break. And then once we get it on the cookie sheet, we will fold under the ends. So here's the cookie sheet with the other one already on it. Move that over. And now I'm going to just flip this one like that. That was delicate. So now I'm going to turn onto the ends. And I'm going to use my knife to just gently score it a little bit so that the steam can escape, so that it doesn't explode, and hopefully not much of the cheese will come out either. So there it is. If I was going to be fancy, what I would do is put an egg wash over the top of it, which is just a beaten egg with a little bit of water, brush it on so that you get that nice golden color. But I think instead what I'm going to do is I'm just going to brush a little olive oil on the top of that, or drizzle a little bit on the top, and rub it in extremely gently, and then pop it into a 450-degree oven for about 30 minutes. Alright guys, there it is.
Maddie wishes she was here now.
Mark just cut it up for us, and now he's going to taste it.
Put it on a paper plate there. I put
Good?
plates out. Yeah.
It's a little spicy, huh? Yeah, because I put that special pizza seasoning in it with the red pepper flakes.
It's a pizza seasoning from Adam's.
Good.
Alright, there you have it. Mark wouldn't say it was good if it wasn't. Till next time.
Pepper flakes and
Much
stuff.
love.
Nice.